We like to think of ourselves as conscious beings, rational, aware. We like to think of ourselves as conscious beings, rational, aware, in control. But neuroscience tells a different story. Can I do a caption? Oh, that sucks. Before you decide to raise your hand, your brain has already fired the signal. Before you feel certain about a choice, your neurons have voted without asking. What you call free will often arrives late to the meeting, just in time to take credit. Your brain is not designed to make you happy. It is designed to keep you alive. That single objective explains nearly everything about human behavior. Fear, desire, attachment, conflict, even love. The mind is not a truth-seeking machine. It is about survival machine that pretends to care about truth. Only when truth doesn't threaten survival. From an evolutionary standpoint, the anxious humans survive more often the calm one. The one who overthought noise in the bushes live longer than the one who assumed it was nothing. Anxiety is not a flaw, it is an inheritance. Depression too may have roots in adaptation. Mind that withdraws, slows down, and conserves energy during loss or failure may once have increased survival odds. Modern life, however, has removed the predators but kept the alarms. So the brain scans endlessly for threats in emails, in silence, in facial expressions, in imagined futures. Your nervous system cannot tell the differences between a charging animal and an unread message to your biology. Both signal danger. Psychology often talks about the self, but neuroscience struggles to find it. There's no single place in the brain where you, quotation, live. What you call identity is a temporary alliance of processes, memories negotiating with emotions, beliefs arguing with impulses, habits masquerading as personality. Like what I remember from a text of being a human. And I think it's from a book called On Being a Human. The I that we probably broadcast to the world is an illusion, a jerry-built container that divide and confound us. Well, you're not a fixed thing. You are a pattern, and patterns can change. Yet the brain resists change fiercely, because change means uncertainty, and uncertainty means potential death, at least to ancient neural circuitry. Well, that's why people stay in familiar suffering rather than risk unfamiliar peace. The brain rewards predictability, not joy. Dopamine is not the chemical of happiness, it's the chemical of pursuit. It spikes not when you have something, but when you believe you are about to get it. This is why anticipation often feels better than achievement. Why the chase is intoxicating and the arrival feels strangely empty. Your brain wants you moving, wanting, reaching. Contentment is neurologically uninteresting. Social validation hijacks the same circuitry. Every notification, every like, every view is a small neurological promise. You are seen, you belong, you are safe. The brain confuses attention with survival because once upon a time, being excluded meant death. So we perform, we curate, we optimize ourselves for visibility. And slowly, we lose track of who we are when no one was watching. Psychology calls this the looking glass self. We become who we think others think we are. But the tragedy is deeper. Most people are not actually thinking about you, they are thinking about how they appear. A planet of self conscious organisms orbiting mirrors, mistaking reflections for reality. The unconscious mind runs most of your life. Freud underestimated its depth. Modern research shows that habits, biases, and emotional reactions are initiated milliseconds, sometimes seconds, before conscious awareness. You don't choose your first thought, you inherit it. What you can choose is whether to believe it. And trauma is not stored as memory alone, it is stored as sensation, in muscle tension, in breathing patterns, in how the nervous system responds to silence. That's why logic alone cannot heal emotional wounds. You cannot reason your way out of a reflex. Healing is not understanding. Healing is restraining the body to feel safe in the present moment. Loneliness is not the absence of people, it is the absence of attunement. You can be surrounded and still unseen. The brain craves resonance, to be accurately mirrored, emotionally recognized. Without it, the nervous system enters threat mode. Isolation hurts not because we are weak, but because we are biologically social. Even the most solitary minds are shaped by connection. Purpose is another illusion that we chase. The universe does not assign meaning. Meaning is a psychological strategy, a story the brain tells itself to justify continued effort. And yet, stories matter. They organize chaos. They give suffering a shape. Without narrative, pain is just noise. With narrative, pain becomes information. Science tells us the universe is indifferent. Psychological tells us the mind cannot live with indifference, so we build frameworks. Beliefs, goals, identities, not because they are objectively true, but because they are psychologically necessary. Here's the quiet truth: you are a biological system capable of observing itself, a survival machine that accidentally became self aware. Consciousness is not a crown, it is a side effect. And yet, within that side effect lies something extraordinary: the ability to pause, to notice, to choose response over reaction. Not total freedom, but some freedom. Enough. You will never fully escape your wiring, but you can understand it, and understanding loosens its grip. The mind tightens around what it does not comprehend. It relaxes around what it sees clearly. Awareness does not eliminate suffering, it transforms it from an enemy into a signal. So when your thoughts spiral, remember, it is not a personal failure. It is an ancient system doing its job in a world it was never designed for. You are not broken. You are outdated. You are an outdated hardware learning new software. And that quietly, scientifically, psychologically is one of the hardest things a human can do. If you want, I can rewrite this in a darker, cold tone, make it more poetic or more. Oh shit!